Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore, from sun to snow, with winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.
Right, well, I was considering whether to invite him back in or not after the Flagons the last day. Ed Finn is here, who is he tells me the award-winning travel journalist, and Sarah Slattery, owner of thetravelexpert.ie. And we're talking all things Malaga today.
Good morning, Trina. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Listen, Malaga is a place, Trina, that a lot of people fly into, and they go left and they go right and they go down the Costa del Sol, Estepona and different places, Benalmádena, but they don't realise that Malaga itself is absolutely stunning. Now, this year actually is the 50th anniversary of Picasso, and he was actually born in Malaga, spent his formative years there, and then he moved around different parts of Spain. There's an amazing museum there, the Museo de Picasso, and it's really, really beautiful. But as a destination itself, there's beaches. Sarah, you were there recently yourself, so we were cycling around Malaga, and then we did an amazing thing. We got the train up 7 or 8 kilometres. We went to Caminito del Rey, the famous the King's Walk, which was just absolutely incredible. We walked along the gorge in El Chorro, and that was just one of the best days of my life. I loved it so much.
Yeah, no, I have to say, Malaga, we've all probably visited the holiday destination of choice, the Costa del Sol, isn't it? I think in the summer there's probably 10 or 12 flights a day at some point. It's such a popular holiday destination, but nobody stays in the city, and I'm guilty of that as well. My friend had a house in Malaga. We went every year for God knows how long, and I never actually went to the city until we went recently. So I think that it's definitely a place that people should go. And you know what I loved as well, Ed? I mean, we'll talk about the Caminito because that is an incredible thing to do, but it's a city that you could go to just for a couple of days. Like, it's not actually that small, but it's compact, it's easy to get around, so you could just go for 2 or 3 nights and you'd see everything, or see most of the highlights. So sometimes the thoughts of going to the big cities, the Paris, the Romes, there's so much to do. Like, you could go to Malaga just literally for a little overnight escape or 2 days, and it'd just fabulous. Actually,
for a solo traveller that just wants a little breakaway from the family or whatever,
perfect. You can totally do your Shirley Valentine moment there. And they have, would you believe, they've got the only George Pompidou Centre outside of Paris. It's a beautiful, big, huge square, all colours, a big Q box, and they've got these incredible exhibits there which you could wander around. I loved that. And of course, the famous actor, Sarah, he has a little Pompidou, Pompidou box on his apartment, doesn't he?
Antonio Banderas. We our opinions on art are very different because, I wasn't mad about the Pompidou Centre.
But art is subjective, Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I
kind of wanted
posh, I don't really get this kind of whole modern art thing personally, but it was a bit wild. But certainly, if you like modern, actually, there's loads of museums in Malaga like that. It's fantastic from a culture point of view, and it's very interesting because it was a traditional, I suppose, a port town over the years. You've got such a mix. You've got a Moorish castle. You've got a Roman amphitheatre in the centre. It's a really kind of cool mix of different architectural styles. Really, really interesting. So there's an incredible cathedral in the centre.
The cathedral is probably one of the best you'd ever see. Like, it's incredible. And I don't think it's even finished yet. Like, the way the cathedrals, they never seem to finish them. I think that's funding. They keep getting funding.
And
for that.
The flight time going to Malaga, it's a pretty short flight, isn't it?
2 hours, 10 minutes or something like that.
Very short. And again, they've got trains. Like, Torremolinos, for example, right? Torremolinos has come on. It was, it had a bad reputation years ago. They've transformed the whole place there now. Beautiful. I stayed in the Melia Costa del Sol there a few months ago, and the train takes 15 minutes from the airport. Like, it's so easy. Down, you're there in 15 minutes. Beautiful beaches as well. Like, it's like an extension of Malaga, really, you know. But again, popular with people as well. I really enjoyed. You can do a day trip there as well, which is great.
I mean, you can take boat. There is actually a little beach in Malaga City as well, and you can take boat trips around the bay. It's a really kind of nice, particularly I suppose in fine weather, when you've got that kind of balance of nice outdoor gorgeous tapas restaurants. You've got the beach, you've got boat trips, so you kind of have a city beach thing going on, which is really cool. Plus, even the interior is beautiful, isn't it? It's all like marble streets.
Beautiful,
and there's
Larios, Calle de Larios, and at Christmas they light the whole place up. It's like longer than O'Connell Street, and the whole place is lit up, like as in all of it. It looks like the walking through lights.
How long would you recommend then, Sarah, to go to Malaga? Like, is it? I know you mentioned about going. You could go for 1 or 2 nights. It'd be perfect. But would it be somewhere you'd go for a fortnight, or would that be too much?
No, I probably wouldn't go. I mean, it is still a city at the end of the day. So, but you could stay in one of the beach resorts on the outskirts and go in. But I'd say literally 2 nights, 3 days. You know, if you get that early morning flight out, a late flight back, a 2-night stay and 3 full days there, you would see most of the highlights. And then longer if you wanted to have a beach day.
Yeah, you could definitely. Like, I've stayed there for a week and I loved it.
You know,
there's another great thing as well, Trina, for tapas, right? I mean, Spain, all about tapas. We love Malaga, this fabulous little company down there, this fella called Victor and his dad. They have a company called WeLoveMalaga.com, and they do these tapas tours and little gourmet tapas tours, and you go around with them and you go into the restaurant, you meet the chefs and you drink the little wines and you have the absolutely one of the best tapas tours you'd ever do now.
Yeah,
and it was
tapas.
really cool.
So is it an expensive place to go to?
No. Hotels are very reasonably priced. Airfares are cheap.
Breakfast from £3 if you're outside. Coffees from $1.50. Half the price.
Very reasonably priced.
Cerveza,
and
cheaper.
another thing that I would say, if you can add on time, add on another day, is what Ed started talking about at the beginning of this, was the Caminito del Rey. For me, like, I honestly think it's one of the top walks you can do in Europe, I'd say.
Yeah,
like it's really, and it's what is so good about it is it looks like so dramatic when you see it's this cliff path walk, and it looks so dramatic, but it's actually accessible to most people. I'd say from age 8 upwards. It's not a particularly difficult walk, and there's a small kind of at the very end, a bit of a hill, but most people could do it. It only takes about 2.5 hours. It's relatively flat. Now, it is a little bit, you are on a cliff path, so you wouldn't want to be afraid of heights.
If you want to give people that, we'll put it up on the website. It's like the Grand Canyon. It's like gorgeous. It's amazing. And then they've built this complete wooden path all around. Like they redid it all over the years. But
have they a safety railing?
Oh yeah.
I always
you wear a helmet. You have to wear a helmet the whole time. Yeah.
I always think of these places like I'm going to fall off the edge.
No, I mean, when I say it's suitable for most people, I mean, if you are afraid of heights or you don't like any of that kind of, wooden bridges and things like that, maybe not. But it isn't difficult and it isn't particularly scary. Like, I mean, it's not like as scary as, say, the Carrick-a-Reid rope bridge, I wouldn't think, would you?
No.
So, it's suitable for most ages and most levels of fitness, and it's only 2.5 hours, but it is absolutely spectacular. Like, and the amount of people, a bit like the tapas tour as well, I've had loads of messages on Instagram from people since we went who have done the Caminito and who have done the tapas tour, and they all came back and just said, like, they were just really, really great. And it's just such an accessible city, and there's flights from most Irish airports. It's just so easy to get to, and it's so inexpensive. So
yeah, because that train we took, it was like €3. It's the train to Seville from Malaga, and Spain now, they're second in the world for the fastest trains. Like, you were talking about that, you could actually like do Madrid and Malaga. You can go in 2 hours. Like, the trains are incredible, and it's so cheap as well, Trina. But like, that was a real bucket list wow factor. It's really great.
It really, really was. And if you don't want to get the train, or if you are staying, I mean, I know we're talking about Malaga specifically, but if you're staying in the Costa del Sol, there are companies like, Viator, Get Your Guide. You'll get, picked up from your hotel in Torremolinos or Bellamedina and brought to the Caminito and brought back. You can actually pre-book these excursions, for the day.
Yeah.
If you don't fancy doing it on your own, because it is a little bit awkward to get to. But
or you can just do on the Caminito del Rey website, if you want to do it really cheaply, like, you can do it as well. And it's a bit of an adventure as well. We got a bit lost, but we found a hotel up in one hotel there, and we had lunch there, looking over the whole of the gorges at night time, and we could hear these little eagles kind of going, that noise you hear, and we were having fabulous.
It was amazing.
So
we just came across it by chance. Now, definitely, it was a big highlight for both of us, I think, and definitely something that we'd recommend.
Walk of Kings.
Yeah. And I have information about all this, about Malaga and about the Caminito del Rey on the website, thetravelexpert.ie, if you want to look up any more information about it.
All right, and then finally, what airlines go to Malaga?
Aer Lingus fly a few times a day, Ryanair as well, and TUI, you've got charter flights there also.
Flights as well there,
loads of accessibility.
Loads of options, and not going to cost you an arm and a leg.
No, brilliant. And when you're on the ground, it's so cheap, Trina.
And particularly if you go off peak, like, you pick a weekend break in March or October, and like, you'd be amazed. You could get it for under €200, I'd say, for flights and accommodation very easily. And
as Sarah always says, don't check in a bag. Just bring everything on the plane with you.
Absolutely.
Well, you can buy a bag in the Primark in Malaga. Well, I don't know if there's Primark there, but because you'll do so much shopping in Malaga.
You'll have them coming back.
Cheap bag. Anyway.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
All the best, Trina. Thanks a million.
Travel Saturday with Sarah and Ed on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
With Visit New Jersey. From sky to shore. From sun to snow. With winning historic cities.
See visitnj.org.